Being a taxi driver in Japan.
Well, over about a year and a half,
Yeah.
but that excludes the training because before becoming a taxi driver, I had to pass some tests in Japanese.
Yeah.
There were 4 tests actually.
Yeah.
One was called the geography test.
Yeah.
In Japanese, we call it Chiri Shiken.
Yep.
And then after that, we did the law test, which is
Yeah.
rather straightforward. It's not that hard. It's called Hore.
The Horish, yeah.
And then we went to the driving school where we had to pass the driving test.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had to pass the most difficult one, which is the written test. And the pass rate was, to pass the test, you had to get 90%.
Yeah.
And you only had 50 minutes to answer those questions that were hard.
Yeah.
So altogether, that took me about 3.5 months, because 4 months. Because 1 month we wasted because of the corona. The driving school was closed, so we had nothing to do.
Yeah.
And then the next 6 weeks I spent was with my instructors who taught me the system on how to drive the taxi and how to interact with customers.
Yeah.
And that training was quite demanding.
So, by the way, would you mind if I ask you?
Go ahead.
I don't know where you're from. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Pakistan,
Yeah.
in a city called Karachi, which is in the south. It's the largest city of Pakistan.
Yeah.
And then when I was 16, I moved to the UK,
Yeah.
Manchester, and my parents are living there. My parents are settled in the UK.
Yeah.
I spent about 10 and a half years there.
Okay.
I completed my graduation, my undergraduate, and my master's degree in Manchester.
Yeah.
And then after that, I came to Japan, which is about 14 years ago.
14 years ago. Okay. All right. Let's go back to the taxi thing.
Sure.
This is the main thing of this talk, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I have been driving now for about a year. Yeah, since I started the training, and I think I spent like 3 months in the training. 3 months. Then, yeah. Yes, and I started working.
How was your experience?
Actually, yeah, my experience, was almost the same, man. When I saw the Chile, the geography, materials, I was like, wow, this is impossible. How can I do this? Because
how can you remember all those stations and all those roads and all those names?
stations? And I'm like, wow, is this even possible?
Your experience being when you came to Japan, when you rode on a taxi for the first time. Because in our countries, in
Yeah.
Tanzania, in the UK,
Yeah.
you tell them the addresses and they know where to go.
Yeah.
I know the roads are so complicated here. You cannot remember the roads by you cannot memorize them.
No.
It's hard.
No.
And I don't know about Tanzania, but like when I rented a car and I drove in Los Angeles, for example,
Yep.
the roads are so straightforward.
Yeah.
You go straight, you turn right or left, and the roads names are written
Yep.
on the signals, so
Yep.
you know where you are.
Yeah.
And they're very easy. But here in